what's going on? What I'm going to do today is I'm going to put a storm door right here. The weather is just killing this door. This is not a covered porch, and it's raining a little bit right now. You probably see the rain falling. But the weather is killing this door, and the only way I can address it is to put a storm door on. I've had some concern about buildup of heat, so I bought a Larson security door. It has low E glass. I think that'll help a little bit. And this door doesn't receive direct sunlight, and in fact it stays in the shade a great deal of the day. So I'm gonna try it and see what happens. I'll just keep an eye on the door. If I notice heat start to build up, I'll just open this little speakeasy and hopefully that'll vent some of the heat out. I don't know. I've had some issues I've had to address up front. I had to trim this door out again because I didn't have enough of an opening. I don't know how that happened, but I was off by about 1/4 of an inch. So all I did was I pulled this trim piece off and I just moved it over about, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch, and that gave me the opening that I needed. There's a bigger reveal on this side now than this side, but it don't matter because the door frame hardware is going to go in there. You won't notice it. So we had to address that. I'm going to have to address this light fixture. I think it's going to be in the way. So I hope that I can buy some kind of light fixture that will either come up and over far enough that the door will clear it, or that it'll have a smaller profile that I can put on. But I don't know. You do what you can do. I've got to address taking care of this door. The weather is really crappy today, but on the Larson instruction and website it says you can put this door in an hour. It's not going to go that way. It never does. But I'm going to try to get as much done before the next rain shower comes. So let's get started. Yeah, first thing that the Larson instructions, I'm reading instructions on this one, folks. The first thing it tells us to do is to take this side frame assembly. This is the side where the hinge is going to be. The door opens from this side, so this storm door is going to open that way. It says to lay it in here all the way to the top and go ahead and mark out your top screw hole and start your screw. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, we'll take our frame, lay it into place, come up to that top hole and make a mark. Now I'm going to drill a pilot hole using an 1/8 inch drill bit. The instructions say to just get it started, not to torque it down or anything, just kind of get it started. There. Now it is raining like crazy, so we may have to shut this project down for a few minutes. I think the next step is actually laying the door out and putting this frame piece on it and putting the hinges on it. So maybe we can do that inside and hopefully the rain will stop. Dang, that door is friggin' heavy, I can tell you that. We've laid it out with the interior side facing up, and what we have to do is take this little piece of frame channel that's got the hinges on it right here. I don't know if you can see that. Got the hinges on it. And we're going to have to attach these hinges. Now they've got one hole that's already pre-drilled, and I guess that gets you started, but we're going to have to go through here and drill all the holes for the rest of them, which looks like that'll be kind of a pain, but we'll go ahead and do that and see what's next. Okay, from the factory they drilled the top and bottom hole for us. I don't know why they wouldn't drill the rest of them, but we got to take an 1/8 inch drill bit and drill out the rest of our holes. And we'll start the screw in. Okay, got several more to do, so let's keep moving along. Okay, got it in. And down here on the bottom, we have to take this little rail extender and slide it into place. And I think that's so that it can be sized, you know, to the base of your door. I guess it slides in and out. Next step is going to be to lug this heavy bastage out to the front door and go ahead and hang it into place on that screw that we already started at the beginning of the video. And then I think it's just a matter of going ahead and running the screws on the inside of the hinge and then on the outside. Right now it's raining like crazy, so we're going to wait for the rain to settle down a little bit and then we'll go out there and do that. Well, while we're waiting on the rain to finish doing its thing, I thought I'd go ahead and put together the latch, or the hardware, the door hardware. So the way we do that is we start with the outside handle. You got to make sure, depending on how you hinge your door, left or right handed, that you choose the right handle for the outside and for the inside. So start with the handle. We have this little bushing that goes on it, and then we have the hardware cover that goes on the outside, and this handle will feed up through it, followed by a plastic washer. And then there's a little clip, and that handle has a groove in it that this clip can go in. I won't be able to probably show it to you exactly, but it slides in there and holds the handle assembly together. So the next thing we do is we take this square spindle, I guess, and it runs down into the handle assembly. I imagine that this probably runs through the latch or the lock mechanism or something. And then on the inside of the handle is a set screw, which we tighten down really good and tight. Okay, so now it's all held into place. That looks good. Okay, for the inside of the door on the handle, looks like it's just about the reverse procedure. We start with the handle, have another little bushing, and then the little base plate. It'll go up through here, and what's going to happen is this will go down over that square spindle that we put in just a minute ago, and then probably cinch up with this set screw. Okay, so we take our outside handle, and right here, that's where that latch assembly is, and it's indexed so that this square post will only go through there one way. And then we take our inside handle assembly, and probably this would be easier to do if the door was already up and we were doing it on the door. And let's go ahead and orient this handle in the proper orientation. And now we send some screws down. Get them lined up. And I'm just going to tighten them down just a little bit, not much, just to kind of hold it in place. Still hoping that this rain shower will pass so I can get out there and hang this thing up. Looks like we're getting a momentary break in the rain, so I'm going to go ahead and try to work quickly. What I have to do is lift this door into place over this screw that we already pre-drilled and set in. So I think what happens is, I guess I get that set in place and it helps me line everything up and drill the rest of the screws in. So I'm going to try to do that real quick. I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see. This door is really heavy too. Hey, that wasn't too bad. Look at that. That wasn't bad at all. Okay, let me hurry up and pre-drill these other screws. I'm using an 1/8 of an inch drill bit, as they recommend. So this thing is just attaching to your brick mold. In my case, I don't have brick mold, just a trim board. I'd be a little worried about carrying all that weight, but it seems to be carrying it just fine. Okay, now we have a piece of drip cap that's going to go right here, and it's got place for 3 screws, so I need to lay this up here and go ahead and drill some pilot holes and then screw that down. So let me do that. Now let's see what we have. That looks good. That looks real good. Hey, just one little point of detail. This is that Larson security door. So on this latch plate, there's some knockouts where the locks kind of go in and catch. So we got to make sure we knock out the right ones and do that before we screw that up. Looks like you just beat them out. And so they come right out. So I'll get those out and go ahead and put this thing up. It looks like 2. I may have to come in here with the router and route out a little bit of that, because that latch goes through there and hooks, and my trim board it's going to be in the way. So I may have to get the Dremel or the router or something and kind of open that up a little bit. That trim board is actually one of those PVC boards. I never fooled with them much, but it's held up pretty good. I've had it up here for 2 years. It's pretty easy to cut and easy to work with. See how our little foot extended all the way down? Okay, let's see what we do next. Okay, the next thing we do is put this base plate on the bottom of the door, and it has a little groove in here for a piece of weather stripping, and I put a little soapy water in there because it's really tight, and you just feed it in through that channel, and it's doing a lot better once I put a little bit of that soap and water in there. Okay, what we're doing now, this is an inside operation because we want this little bottom plate to go down far enough that that piece of weather stripping will come up real snug against the bottom of our door plate or door seal and kind of keep the weather and the rain out. So in our case, this thing went just about all the way down to the bottom. So what I have to do is drill 2 screws in it. Go. Okay, now we have to put these closures on. There's 2 of them, one on the bottom, one on the top. Looks like we come in, this goes against the door jamb. Looks like you set it in about 1/4 of an inch, and then this will go on the door. and I'll just lay a level on there before I screw everything into place or mark my holes, and make sure that everything's fairly level. I don't think it matters a great deal, but fairly level. So let me go ahead and do that, and we're running out of daylight, so we'll try to hurry up and do that. Okay, got that in. Okay, a couple little finishing details. There's a plastic or vinyl, I guess, strip, and it goes in this channel and covers up our screw holes. And it looks like it's notched or slotted to where it'll only go one way. So that'll add a nice little finishing detail. We'll go ahead and get those on all three sides. Oh, that's real easy. You just kind of put it in place and mash on it, and it goes in where it needs to be. Okay, let's finish up the hardware. Here's our lock cylinder, and we feed it through from the inside, and there's a little set screw right here. So we feed it through right here, and then we find that screw or that screw hole, and then just tighten it up into place. Okay, let's test it here. Okay, this is from the outside. It appears to be opening. Then lock it. Okay, it's doing its thing. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Good. Well, we got done barely. It's almost, daylight's almost gone, but we got it finished, and I'm real pleased. This was not hard at all. I'd never put up a storm door before. This Larson security storm door, it went up real easy. Now, I know in their promotional material they say that you can put it up in an hour or two, and you know, you probably could just put it up in an hour or two, but to go in and you know, put your door closers on and your hardware and, you know, adjust your strike plates and stuff, you're going to be on this about 3 hours. But you know what? There was nothing about this that was difficult. Lifting this big heavy door into place was the most difficult part. That door weighs 1,200 pounds, I'm pretty sure, because when I lifted it into place, it felt like it. I don't know how much it weighs, but it's pretty heavy. This is a heavy duty door. I saw the guy in Lowe's the other day do that, and I thought I'd try it. I was really kind of afraid that I would do that and the thing would shatter and we'd catch a disaster on video, and it'd cut my hand off and blood would be spurting and everything. But anyway, this was a pretty easy project, and had fun doing it, and I think it's going to help protect this door behind it, and I'm pretty excited about it. So hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. Give me some comments, and stay tuned. I'll be posting more. Thanks for watching.